It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Justin Bieber has announced he is stepping away from the spotlight for now. In a lengthy Instagram post on Monday, the 25-year-old said he's taken time to focus on his mental health.
Random people saying, like, you suck. You look like a girl.
So I heard there's a little website because even lesbians like you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a website, it's called Lesbians That Look Like Justin.
I think that there was times where I was really, man, is this pain ever gonna go away?
Let's get into it. Let's face it, finding the right doctor shouldn't be like rolling the dice on a new takeout spot. That's where ZocDoc comes in. It's the free app that helps you find high quality in-network doctors instantly. You can filter by insurance, location, and patient reviews to find the perfect match for your needs. Plus, you can book appointments within 24 to 72 hours, sometimes even on the same day. Stop putting off those doctor visits. Go to ZocDoc.com/Sloan to find and book top-rated doctors today. That's ZocDoc.com/Sloan. Hey entrepreneurs, whether you're just starting your online shop or already celebrating those big milestones, Shopify is the perfect partner to help your business grow. With their all-in-one platform, you could sell everywhere, online and in person, and manage it all from one dashboard. And with Shopify Magic, their AI-powered all-star, you could turn browsers into buyers with ease. It's no wonder that Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Ready to take your business to the next level? Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Sloan. That's shopify.com/Sloan, all lowercase. Let Shopify help you grow your business today. Let's be real, if your medicine cabinet looks anything like mine, it's packed with stuff that doesn't actually work. Still can't sleep, still stressed, still in pain. It's time for a health reset, and that's where CB Distillery comes in. Their CBD products are made from the highest quality ingredients. No fluff, no fillers, just pure effective solutions that make a difference. Plus, they offer a 100% money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it out. Ready for a change? Head to cbdistillery.com and use code SLOAN, SLOAN, for 20% off. That's cbdistillery.com, code SLOAN. Get the relief you've been searching for, and enjoy this episode. Welcome back to the Let's Get Into It podcast. Today we're diving into the true story of Justin Bieber, how he went from a 12-year-old regular Canadian boy to one of the biggest pop stars of our generation, and now how he's living a life that so many people would dream of, but he's absolutely miserable. But before I get ahead of myself, let's go to the very beginning. Now, in 2007, Justin was just 12 years old, and he was on YouTube, which it's crazy to think that he was kind of like a YouTuber before he became a pop star. So many of those YouTubers back in the day tried to make pop music. Maybe they were trying to go off of like the Justin Bieber formula, but clearly it didn't work.
Gotta see you, boo, and it's hot all over the world tonight. Said it's hot all over the world tonight.
His videos gained traction, attracting a loyal following of fans who were captivated by his youthful charm, which pretty much set him up to go into Hollywood because he could prove to the label that he already has a following, so he doesn't have to be like a nepo baby or already part of the industry to really get in. Which is why sometimes I have to remind myself that his first song was that baby song that everyone was playing on the radio, and a lot of people hated. It was one of the most disliked videos. Nonetheless, it's a big deal for someone so young to have a first song, like their first track, become like a #1. YouTube played a pivotal role in Justin's early success. The platform provided him with a platform to showcase his talent to a global audience, reaching millions of viewers worldwide. Now, someone who came across one of these videos was actually Scooter Braun, who's someone who I pretty much refuse to talk about on my main channel, but that's why we're talking about this on Let's Get Into It. Now, Scooter was immediately struck by Justin's charisma and musical ability. He recognized the potential superstar in the making and took it upon himself to nurture Justin's talent. He actually flew Justin to Atlanta from Canada, where he introduced him to Usher. Usher then signed him to his label, Raymond Braun Media Group. Actually, his first song was One Time. I don't know how I got that wrong. And that came out in 2009, which I remember it's like, I'm gonna tell you one time that I love you. That song. Now that song propelled him to the spotlight, and he was just a young boy in front of the world.
So how did it happen? Did someone call you and say, hey, I saw your song on YouTube?
After that, management started contacting us, different managers and stuff. We finally got in contact. This guy contacted us named Scooter, who's my manager now, and basically stalked us a little bit, kind of got in contact with us, and finally my mom was calling him back to, say, listen, stop calling me. And he was like, I really see a lot in your son. Like, I can help you guys. And my mom was really skeptical at first, but they ended up talking for a couple hours.
It must be his mother's intuition because, yeah, I would be skeptical too, especially because of what we know about Scooter Braun. Now, in 2009, he released his debut EP, My World, featuring 5 original songs and 5 cover versions. One Time and Baby cemented Justin's position as a rising star. In 2010, he released My World 2.0. The album debuted at #1 on the US Billboard, making him the youngest solo male artist to achieve this in 47 years. But Justin's success was not limited to music. I mean, every young girl was obsessed with him. I feel like nowadays it's not really the case. They kind of are obsessed with Taylor Swift. He quickly became a teen idol, capturing the hearts of millions of fans worldwide. He won a ton of awards and really achieved much more success than many artists have who have been there, for decades. So a lot of people actually had a bad taste in their mouth when it came to him, primarily because people just didn't like his personality. They didn't like to see him succeed, and it really took a toll on him. So let's get into how society and the public treated him. Being famous can be fun, but famous for the wrong reasons, which Justin shouldn't be famous for the wrong reasons, but he was easy to bully. People making fun of his hairstyle and his fashion choices, which, I mean, everyone copied his hair at some point, so I don't know who was making fun of that because it seemed like everyone wanted to be him. But a lot of people made fun of him, calling him gay, making homophobic remarks, calling him a lesbian. Additionally, mean-spirited memes targeting Justin circulated widely on the internet, contributing to a constant stream of negative attention. And of course, all of this cruelty coming to him online at a young age, it's not like he even wanted to be a celebrity. Scooter Braun convinced his mom to push her son into this. Let's react to some of these moments where Justin was a kid out here, and a lot of the adults weren't acting like adults.
Justin Bieber on the big screen there. You see, so why would you boo the kid? The boos are from the guys.
Random people saying you suck. You look like a girl.
So I heard there's a little website because even lesbians like you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a website, it's called Lesbians That Look Like Justin.
That is so sad. And also why the extra lesbian hate. We love lesbians on this channel.
Do you know how many times I've said to my friends in real life, that woman looks like Justin Bieber? There's a website dedicated to it. It's absolutely
so mean, and also paired with the song, it's like the lonely song where he's crying out for help, and we've got Chelsea Handler here reading him down. Now, in 2010, I found this article from TMZ, Justin Bieber, homophobic bullying victim. Now, I don't know why this was written. I guess Justin Bieber was on the receiving end of the kind of hate-filled bullying that has made headlines recently. During a laser tag match Friday, he defended himself from an aggressive kid who referred to him as an F slur. Wow, that's nasty. We're told that during the game, one kid went out of his way to target Justin repeatedly. Sources say that Justin became frustrated when the kid cornered him and wouldn't stop shooting, and when Justin told him that's enough, he responded saying, "What are you gonna do about it? F word." We're told that a shocked Justin replied, "Excuse me," and sources say the other kid replied saying, "You're an F word," and then put his hand out towards Justin, and Justin pushed it away as he left. So I guess maybe they were trying to get ahead of this story, so the boy didn't go to the media saying Justin pushed him away, by pushing his hand out of his way. The boy's father filed a complaint later, and sources say that the father was heard saying that he's a lawyer, so of course he's going to try to milk Justin of money for this. And I think as adults it's easy to say, okay, you don't look like a girl, or you're not looking like a lesbian, and you're not gay. But when you're a kid, you can't really make sense of this, especially when the entire world is against you and everyone already thinks they know who you are. In 2020, this article was published. The headline reads, "Secret Pain. Justin Bieber reveals that he was really considering unaliving himself as a teen after trolls bullied him for looking like a girl. Quote, man, is this pain ever going to go away? It was so consistent. The pain was so consistent," he said. "I was just suffering, right? So I'm just man, I'd rather not feel like this." This article continues, the Love Yourself singer said he was shocked at all the mean comments he received as a teen, with trolls claiming he looked like a girl. He said, "I had no idea that I would get sucked up by all this stuff. There were so many people who were so mean. Random people were like, 'You suck, you look like a girl.' And I would shake it off and act like it didn't bother me. But that stuff really bothered me, and then it affected how I acted and how I treated people." Which would make sense. I mean, if you think maybe bad example, but an abused dog, for example, they're scared, they're maybe aggressive. And it's not like the dog is bad. It's because of what they've seen, the people treating them. So Justin being, an asshole kind of makes sense because of how he was positioned, how he's been treated. He's always in survival mode. Really, guys, give me a break. Who has the time to do this? Here's a video of someone photoshopping Justin Bieber as a girl, turning him into pink. Seriously, you guys need to find another hobby. This person tweeted, "I've never seen so much homophobia towards a straight man in my life." Which is interesting because we think of Harry Styles, who is straight but has some flamboyant tendencies, and people love him for it. But Justin Bieber seems anywhat gay, which he doesn't. Then everyone's dragging him. Maybe that's just a sign that the times have changed. This person wrote on Reddit, "Does anyone remember the level of hate Justin Bieber got when he was a kid? I'm younger than Justin, but now I can look back in retrospect and come to realize the extent of hate directed towards Justin Bieber when he was only 15. I remember him being called gay as an insult by many people I knew as well online. I definitely recall grown adults chiming in to bully this kid about everything, his voice, his haircut, literally anything they could find, and he became a running joke for years in pop culture. It was almost trendy to hate him, but then sexualize him on the same coin. It's a pattern we can see in many other child stars." Which is such a valid take. I agree with it. This person writes, "The homophobia, misogyny, the weird sexualization that Justin and his fans had to put up with when they were all under 18 was deranged." This person wrote, "He couldn't do anything right in the eye of the adult world. That who is in charge of regular media, because social media was not what it was today." So back then, all of these media reports that we got were coming from adults who just discounted him. Despite these efforts, his behavior is often misunderstood as mere brattiness, failing to recognize as a defense mechanism against the hate he experienced in his formative years. Which, again, I think is really thoughtful to consider, especially because it's so easy to call someone privileged, which I think we can all agree that he is privileged, but also at what cost? It's part of the reason why we saw Justin take a dramatic turn. I think for one, he's just growing up, but then two, I think he wanted to be perceived as more edgy, more masculine, tatted up, muscular, someone you don't want to mess with. Despite him trying to change the narrative surrounding his brand, things were still really dark and got violent. So let's get into our next segment. Sometimes finding the right doctor feels like a bad Mad Libs. You need a blank specialist who takes your blank insurance and doesn't have a blank month wait time. But with ZocDoc, it's easy to fill in those blanks. ZocDoc is a free app that helps you find high-quality in-network doctors instantly, whether it's mental health, dental care, or anything in between. ZocDoc connects you with the right healthcare provider for your needs. You can filter by insurance, location, and patient reviews, and you can even see real-time appointment openings, so you know exactly when you can get in. Most appointments are booked within 24 to 72 hours, and even sometimes the same day, so you're never left waiting long. So stop playing Dr. Roulette and go to ZocDoc.com/Sloan to find and book with a top-rated doctor today. You guys definitely don't want to put this off. Go and use ZocDoc. They're reliable and they're the best. Go to ZocDoc.com/Sloan and take care of yourself today. Calling all entrepreneurs, whether you are launching your first online shop, hitting those million order milestones, or even thinking about opening a real life shop, Shopify is the ultimate partner to help you grow. It's so daunting to become a business owner, and that's why you need a partner that is reliable and ahead of the game. Their all-in-one e-commerce platform lets you sell everywhere, online, in person, and even on social media with ease. And let's talk about Shopify Magic. Everything is about AI nowadays, and Shopify is on top of it. Their AI-powered tool helps turn browsers into buyers, boosting your sales effortlessly. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US and supports millions of entrepreneurs across 175 countries. What are you waiting for? Are you ready to join the Shopify team? Sign up for their $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Sloan. That's shopify.com/Sloan, all lowercase letters. Let Shopify take your business to the next level. Now, if your medicine cabinet is still crammed with stuff that doesn't work, you're not alone. Still can't sleep, still in pain, still stressed out? I've been there too. That's why I made the switch to CB Distillery. Their targeted CBD formulas are made from the highest quality, clean ingredients. No fluff, no fillers, just pure, effective solutions designed to support your health and well-being. And the results speak for themselves. 81% of customers say they feel more calm, and 90% say they sleep better with CBD. With over 2 million satisfied customers and a solid 100% money-back guarantee, CB Distillery is the source to trust for all your CBD needs. They even offer a variety of products, from oils to gummies to creams. So there's something for everyone. Ready to make the change? Visit cbdistillery.com, use code SLOAN for 20% off your order. That's cbdistillery.com, code SLOAN. Get the relief you've been searching for and enjoy this episode. All the way back in 2012, there was an article released about Justin, and it reads, "Convicted killer allegedly plotted murder and castration." If you don't know what castration is, it's when they take your weenie and they cut it off. A convicted killer locked up in New Mexico plotted to have Justin Bieber unalived, but for some mysterious reason, he threw a wrench into his own plans, according to local authorities. Now, this convicted murderer, Dana Martin, currently serving 2 life sentences for R-wording and unaliving a 15-year-old girl, recruited a fellow inmate at a prison named Mark Stake to carry out this murder once Mark was released. So he's not even going to do the job. He's going to have someone else do it for him, which seems super unnecessary. It's unclear when the plot was originally hatched, but Mark and his nephew Tanner, whom Mark later recruited to help, reportedly planned to execute the murder plan last month when Justin was performing at MSG. So they actually had a full plan in the works. Dana told police that the plan was to kidnap Justin and his bodyguard and strangle them with paisley ties. That's when Tanner, the nephew, was then going to castrate him. I can't even say it. Cut his ball. Also weird. If you want to someone, taking their wiener too just seems next level.
Well, a plot to castrate and pop star Justin Bieber has been foiled, partly in thanks to state police here in the capital region. Investigators say that Mark Stake and Tanner Ruane of New Mexico were hired by someone they actually met in prison to a couple of people in Vermont. That's not all, though. The inmate also asked them to stop by Madison Square Garden on their way back and strangle Bieber and his bodyguard at a concert that he was performing there. Before that could happen, though, Ruane was arrested last month in Rotterdam for an outstanding warrant. Stake was picked up in Vermont. Investigators found tools and documents linking Ruane to the plot during a search of his car, and they also found a drawing of Justin Bieber.
Not the drawing of Justin Bieber. They couldn't get a photograph. Also, I would love to see this drawing because I already know it's so bad. Watch it be a masterpiece. They should pursue that instead of murder. Dana, who met Mark in prison, apparently gave exact details as to how the plot was going to work. Wait, this is so weird. So to strangle the victims and the offer of a $2,500 bounty for each of them men's testicles. What? Thankfully, Mark was arrested in Vermont for outstanding warrants, so this guy just needs to be locked away at this point. He needs mental health care. A day later, he was secretly recorded by police on the phone to his nephew Tanner, talking about their plot. Tanner was then picked up in upstate New York as Justin prepared to go on stage. Imagine how he felt to learn that these murderers were after him. Like, just 18 years old, he's out here on tour, just like in such an uneasy environment that I mean, I would just be incredibly paranoid. This convicted criminal, Dana, the one who started this whole thing, is obsessed with Justin and even has a tattoo of Justin on his leg. Tanner was able to make it to New York City with a stash of tools, including pruning shears, which I guess he would use for the castration. But thank God the police intercepted before anything happened. Also so scary to think about this grown man, convicted felon, having a tattoo of Justin Bieber. For what reason? Please, for what reason? Now, from a young age, Justin endured relentless torment, including a disturbing trend that began in 2010 with online games depicting his death in imaginative ways. Despite numerous reports and complaints, these malicious games were never removed, and shockingly, many of them remained online and are still accessible to this day. Here are a couple videos I found online that kind of depict what we're talking about here, and I grew up where everyone was talking about online bullying. I don't know if that's still a conversation in school. If you are in middle school or high school, I don't know, should middle schoolers be watching this? I don't know what YouTube's rules are, but if you guys know, do they still talk about online bullying? Because when I was growing up, we talked about like so many cases of people harming themselves and things, and I feel like Justin really like was in, you know, Popstar mode during the peak of like when online bullying was at its worst. Nowadays, if you leave like a nasty comment on Instagram, Instagram will stop you before you can even do so. Here are more examples of games you guys can see right here. Kill Justin Bieber pistol, kill Justin Bieber army, Justin Bieber on the stage. Oh my gosh, not imagining killing Justin Bieber on the stage, just giving Selena Quintanilla. I think I said that right? We have a podcast episode about her. Look at some of the comments under these games. They read, woohoo, killed Justin Bieber, Shane Bieber. I hate Justin Bieber. He sings like a little girl. Sucks. Kill Justin Bieber, gimme. By the way, I heart your games. Why not hire assassins to kill them all? Okay, this is like so terrible. Now there's this artist named Bizarre who released a YouTube video with a song titled Justin Bieber, in which he expressed extreme hostility towards Justin, including violent and sexually explicit threats. The song, which got a lot of attention and approval from some commenters, exemplifies the dark side of the internet and cyberbullying. Despite this song being filled of threats and hate, this person wasn't arrested, and I feel like someone who is like threatening bodily harm on someone else, especially on the internet in a song and getting a ton of attention for it, they should be looked into, because now you're rewarding this behavior. Ooh, this person's obviously sick. What are they gonna do next? Let's get into Bizarre's track. Hey, Justin Bieber diss song from Bizarre's free album, This Guy's a Weirdo. Warning to all the Justin Bieber fans, you will get offended. I don't know if we could even read this. I effing hate you, Justin. I want to R-word you, Justin, in your butt. Your albums are disgusting. We're going to harm you. I want to hurt you. Oh, God. F your fans in the butt until oh my gosh. White boy lover. They say he's down with Usher. Duct tape. Ooh, that's kind of mean too, because we know about that. And Diddy. Duct tape, a blade. I think it's time for supper. Nothing to wear. Jumped on Canadian Air. An hour and a half, I'll be there. Do you think I can get a little boy pregnant? Goodbye to Miss Bieber, because you're about to leave her. In the back of your head, get hit with a meat cleaver. F you in the... Oh my gosh, I don't like this. I really don't like this. My 8-year-old daughter for listening to you. This song was released in 2013 and he was just 19 years old. Here are some comments. Haven't heard this in years. It still slaps though. Blasting this with my windows open, driving 5 miles an hour through the city. Another person writes, I love this. Now, I can understand not liking someone, but hearing lyrics about this man not only doing these things to Justin as a little white boy, as he likes to say, but also talking about harming his own daughter for listening to his music is sick. And I would be worried for my safety too if everyone in the media is pushing this narrative of me being beaten up. Even Family Guy makes a statement. This article writes, oh, Peter Griffin, the patriarch of Family Guy, doesn't always use his best judgment, and he certainly didn't do it on last night's episode where he beat Justin Bieber to a pulp. Beating up Justin Bieber isn't new or a novel concept. Peter Griffin went absolutely insane and pummeled Justin Bieber's pretty face. Well, I guess Lois, I think that's how you say it, is having a midlife crisis, engaging in behavior fitting of someone half her age. So she ends up going to a Justin Bieber concert. She ends up backstage when her husband walks in and assumes the worst, that she's having an affair. That's when Peter's emotions take over and he tries to, I guess, beat up Justin Bieber, which is weird. Justin Bieber tries to talk his way out of it, but he punches him and he ends up with bruises and a bloody nose. He refers to him as a acorn penis beauty. But that's not the first cartoon to come after Justin Bieber, because South Park is guilty as well. This article reads that South Park fans are used to seeing Kenny killed off, but teen pop star Justin Bieber has replaced him. The 16-year-old heartthrob met his untimely death in the controversial cartoon episode. In the episode, Justin was performing his hit single Baby, and a giant monster reached into the arena and snatched him from the crowd. The monster squashed Justin between its fingers until the singer's head exploded. And then you could hear the characters in the show calling him a douchebag as they go off to get rid of him. This person asked a good question online. Why did we start bullying Justin Bieber? They write, remember back when everyone on the internet collectively decided to hate Justin Bieber? Why was that? Like, I remember I was part of it too because of bandwagon, but now I look back, it feels so effed up, you know? Like, the dude was like 16 to 20 years old. Why were we hating on him and calling him a failed abortion and crap? Did he do anything to deserve it? Because it feels uncalled for. This person wrote on Twitter, he was the most hated human being at that time. Even now, I've never seen hate like that before. Which is kind of true. I mean, we see the J-Lo train, we see the Blake Lively, but like nobody went through the Justin Bieber experience. There's no denying that online bullying was a serious problem back when Justin Bieber was starting in his career. But another big problem that I feel like has gotten better nowadays, especially when it comes to, not really. I think we're a little bit more aware of over-sexualizing like people, and I think we defend women more often, but like Justin really went through it. Justin Bieber had to go through so many moments of adults being inappropriate, like celebrities being inappropriate, fans being inappropriate, Jenny McCarthy being inappropriate. Jenny McCarthy kissed Justin Bieber on Sunday night at the American Music Awards, grabbing him by the neck and then butt after announcing him as the winner for Rock Pop Album of the Year. Justin even said, I feel violated right now. You could tell by his face that he's super uncomfortable. And I don't know what she was thinking, because this moment is so cringe, we have to react to it together. Oh no, not the grab from the back too. Look at his face. So aggressive with it. Also, he doesn't even know who that, like, who is she? Slash, like, you came from behind, so he doesn't know who this could be.
Wow! I feel violated right now.
If I was his mother, I would be putting out a statement right in that moment. Now, she tried to explain herself, but it didn't do her justice. She told reporters backstage that yes, the whole thing was spontaneous. It better be, because that's just weird if it isn't. She said, I couldn't help it. He was so delicious, so little, just ack. I wanted to tear his head off and eat it. She said it was a little cougar scary, but I took the opportunity in the window considering I'll never get to do it again, so I kind of molested him. Not her admitting to it. She said, can you imagine how hilarious that would be? Imagining headlines if she were to hook up with a 18-year-old Justin Bieber as a 40-year-old woman. She said, I want some Bieber fever. I want a Bieber rash. It'd be like cougar R word. Like she said the R word. And guess what? We have this clip as well, so let's go ahead and react.
How have you been enjoying the night so far?
Great. I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt.
I saw that you like totally, like it was like a full-on almost makeout session.
It was a little cougar scary.
Yeah.
But I took the opportunity in the window, considering I'll never get to do it again, and kind of molested him.
What? Well, we hear that.
Ew, oh my God, that makes me like stomach sick. The way she just kind of molested him. Like, it's cool.
He may be back on the market now and available.
Can you imagine how hilarious that would be? That would be the cougar score of the century. Jenny McCarthy dates Justin Bieber.
Would you?
I want some Bieber fever, and I want a Bieber rash.
I want it all.
It'd be like cougar rape.
Saying like cougar rape and like, oh my gosh, just talking about like this rash and saying that you molested. Like, it's just so diabolical. I cannot. Pitbull, Mr. 305 Worldwide, actually suggested to Access Hollywood that Justin should count himself lucky, saying, I wish Jenny McCarthy would have touched me like that. A lot of people online questioned whether we would have the same reaction if it was a male that went after an 18-year-old girl that way. But there were a lot of others who said that Justin Bieber's clearly gay because Jenny McCarthy came after him like that and she's so hot, which I have to say, like, I think she's probably a beautiful one, but like in that moment, like she's got her hair up, like she's giving old lady. Here's a comment. He told an entire room of people that he was violated and they laughed at him. Another person writes, "This infuriates me. He just got assaulted in front of the world and nobody cared. Poor Justin. The signs were in plain sight from the beginning and everyone turned a blind eye. I'm sure this happened to him a lot." And they're right, because Katy Perry has also been a little bit too handsy with Justin. Now, there are other clips that show Justin Bieber at 15 being asked to give the sex talk to a woman, to which he said, "I feel really uncomfortable right now," and asked, "Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy?" As the shocking clips continued, viewers described the scenes as gross and disturbing. One viewer said they felt bad for overlooking his discomfort, while another said that Justin should have never had to go through with all this. This is a weird clip and I have a snippet of it, so listen closely.
Like, has your mom given you the sex talk yet?
I mean, like, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother.
Yeah.
Like I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my
bit.
parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
So why don't you give me the sex talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird. Let's talk about the album.
The fact that he was so mature as a 15-year-old boy, I mean, the PR training is great, but also it shows that he had to grow up quick. We've also seen instances of him being photographed while nude and being released, and people don't care because it's Justin Bieber. So it's almost like he deserves it or the world is entitled to it. This article reads that chart topper Justin abandoned all of his clothes on a trip to Hawaii. He was with his girlfriend Sahara Ray at the time, and you could see that they were both nude on a paddleboard. There are also instances where he was photographed on the balcony of his apartment, a remote apartment, and it actually turns out that this isn't considered an invasion of privacy, even though I would deem it as such. I mean, he's on vacation, he's in a remote location, and people are zooming in. It's like almost going through the window to capture a photo. The photo agency responsible for the nude photos of Justin have denied claims that the singer's privacy was invaded. He said there's no invasion of privacy, and they would not comment on whether a long lens was used to get the photos. Justin was photographed while in Bora Bora, walking from inside the seafront bungalow to the deck outside. The pictures were never published exclusively on New York Daily News, who covered Justin Bieber's crotch with modesty. Oh my gosh. But originals were leaked onto Twitter and went viral. With all of this invasion of privacy, the media against him, people making fun of him, he was bound to go on a downward spiral, and that's exactly what happened. Throughout his tumultuous youth, Justin faced a series of profound failures from the adults who were around him, who neglected their duty to protect and support him. Overworked and under constant scrutiny, he was deprived of the emotional support and guidance for essential development. Instead of shielding him from the pitfalls of fame, those responsible for his well-being exposed him to an environment that had a ton of temptation and dangers. I mean, we saw him get into the drugs, and we're going to talk about that. Here's a clip from a documentary that's a perfect example of how bad it got for Justin. Now, I believe this is like around some time that he's performing and he's like falling down the stairs, and we've got like camera crew like capturing it all.
Scooter, please come now. Scooter.
Not Scooter being there too. I'm telling you guys, Scooter is trouble.
Please, please, please.
He actually hit his head when he was performing. Right before we went into Boyfriend, there was a glass wall, and he ran in and hit his head on the wall.
He's just falling down the stairs. He's just had an accident.
Okay. Now, I don't know if he's running into glass because he's like on something here. Maybe he's just so exhausted.
He's just collapsed, so they're just calling an ambulance now. So.
This reminds me of moments when we saw Britney Spears collapsing, or when her feet were bleeding because her shoes were just like destroying her feet, dancing for so many hours. I don't think Justin and Scooter are on the best terms, especially because Justin made a post, "This is Scooter Braun, bullying me on social media when I was at my lowest point. He's about to own all the music I've ever made." He wrote, Taylor Swift, what's up? And remember, Taylor Swift went through a very similar experience. That's why we have so much music that is titled Taylor's version, because everything else is Scooter Braun's version. By 2014, Justin was engulfed by severe depression, describing himself as becoming a shell of who he used to be. His mental and emotional state has deteriorated to such an extent that his security team was compelled to regularly check his pulse during the night to ensure he was still alive. The level of distress and vulnerability highlights the profound impact of his struggles, reflecting the desperate need for intervention and support that was tragically inadequate.
I don't know if I'd be alive for sure. It was dark, really dark. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Let's talk about what Justin has gone through, and he's actually spoken about this himself. Justin Bieber has written an emotional essay about how he became the most hated person in the world thanks to a string of bad decisions in his 20s. The star, who was discovered by Scooter Braun when he was 13, admitted to heavy drug use and abusing his relationships, saying, "I became resentful, disrespectful to women, and angry. I became distant to everyone who loved me. I felt like I could never turn it around." He goes on to say, "It's hard to get out of bed in the morning when it feels like there's trouble after trouble. Sometimes it could get to the point where you don't even want to live anymore, where you feel like it's never going to change." Justin was arrested several times in 2014 with offenses ranging from vandalism to a DUI, a charge that was later reduced to driving without due care and attention. Good for him. Probably a really good lawyer. But let's revisit that moment because it made headlines.
Justin Bieber was arrested this morning in Miami on DUI and drag racing charges. TMZ was the first to break the story that also alleges the 19-year-old entertainer resisted his arrest and used profanity repeatedly when authorities took him into custody. But based on this mugshot, Justin looks happier than ever. Law enforcement confirmed that Bieber was arrested in Miami Beach after initially being pulled over for drag racing in a yellow Lamborghini. And in this video obtained by TMZ, Justin's car is visibly surrounded by police as well as multiple onlooking fans.
Just 2 weeks before he was booked in Miami, police raided his home after he was accused of throwing eggs at his neighbor's house in Calabasas. Justin pled no contest to the misdemeanor vandalism and was ordered to pay the neighbor $80,000 for damages he caused. Wow. Justin wrote on Instagram when he was 26, "7 years ago, I was arrested, not my finest hour. Not proud of where I was in my life. I was hurting, unhappy, confused, angry, misled, misunderstood, and angry at God. All this to say that God has brought me a long way. From then till now, I do realize something. God was as close to me then as he is right now." Now, Justin has kind of been away from the spotlight. I mean, Haley, his wife, keeps him in it, and he does kind of some spontaneous shows, but he canceled his tour. Now remember, he had a tour titled Purpose. In 2017, he canceled this show, citing mental health concerns. This decision followed a series of distressing incidents where he felt dehumanized and reduced to a mere spectacle. Now, after 154 shows, Justin is bowing out of his remaining tour dates, which 154 shows is already so much. According to a source, the pop star has made this call on his own after much consideration. Justin Bieber was, quote, "just over it." Justin responded to questions saying, "Everything's fine. I've been on tour for 2 years. I'm going to spend time resting, relaxation, gonna ride some bikes. I love you guys. You're awesome. I'm sorry for anyone who feels disappointed or betrayed." He wrote on Instagram, "Sadly, it's been a rough week for me. Long days, no sleep, while having to be on, as they would say, for the cameras and fans. In no way did I mean to come across mean," because actually he went on to stage and said, "I'm not doing the show." And then he walked off. So it was definitely a rough way to let them all know.
Justin Bieber has announced he is stepping away from the spotlight for now. In a lengthy Instagram post on Monday, the 25-year-old said he's taken time and a break to focus on his mental health. In the post, Bieber stated that he was unhappy during his last tour and his fans didn't deserve to see him like that. The post comes after it was reported Bieber is being treated for depression.
But honestly, kudos to him, because he probably had everyone telling him no, and he had to go on stage and tell the world because none of his team would allow him to say no.
Pop superstar Justin Bieber revealing he is now sleeping in an oxygen chamber as he faces what he calls deep-rooted issues.
In his latest Instagram post, the singer admits he was unhappy during his last tour and is now, quote, "very focused on repairing some of the deep-rooted issues that I have so that I don't fall apart."
Justin has acknowledged that achieving fame at such a young age nearly destroyed him. Everyone wants to be famous and be a pop star until you actually are. Justin Bieber has spoken out about the pressure facing child stars, saying that it was the toughest thing in the world. He said, look at the statistics on how many child stars have crumbled and turned out to be whack jobs. It's effed up, bro, this lifestyle. I like how he said it in his own way. Justin, who had a string of well-publicized incidents of bad behavior, said that he was close to letting fame completely destroy him, saying that you're not good enough, people hate you. And I guess at some point he became like super numb to this because he was able to like cancel his tour and kind of move on with his life. This person wrote on Twitter, "This world is so effed up that a sweet young soul was bullied for just shining so bright." Another person wrote, "Britney went through this and worse. It's sad to see how these young people were mistreated and hated for just the sake of hating. It makes you lose faith in humanity, and people wonder why they don't act normal. They still expect them to be what they envision in their minds." Because Justin has taken his life into his own hands and, he backed up, he sold his music catalog, I want to update you on the present term. Justin really saved himself because he took his own life into his hands and he stopped this tour and he focused on himself. So let's get into how he's doing nowadays. Whether you like Hailey Bieber or not, you must admit that she is a saving grace in his life because he gave her some purpose, someone to confide in, and clearly she's helped him a lot. Whether he's happy in their marriage or not, that's for them to figure out. But either way, I would say that she definitely saved him from some tragedy. And she's also been really, receptive of what he must be feeling because she's also gone through her own hate train before.
When people saw us together and saw us get married, I know it was a shock to the entire world. And I know that people completely didn't understand it. So all it was an attack on me, an attack on him, an attack on us together. And I felt like I got picked apart in a way that I've never been before.
Now, although Hailey has faced criticism for a few controversial statements perceived as homophobic or racist, actually, scratch that. She's definitely made some really homophobic and racist statements. Go and watch my video exposing her Twitter if you guys want to. I don't think they could be perceived as such like this article is writing. They need to correct this because they straight up are. Either way, Justin Bieber isn't going to get away from any criticism, and neither is his wife, which is why Hailey has been dragged through, and good for her for sticking around. We all know that Hailey Bieber is currently pregnant, and we're sending them good vibes, but it seems like she manifested this. This article reads, Hailey Bieber wants kids with Justin, but is scared of online bullying. This article reads, Hailey Bieber opened up about the possibility of having a baby with Justin Bieber, admitting one of the reasons it hasn't happened yet is because she's scared. She said, I literally cry thinking about this all the time. I want kids so bad, but I get scared. It's enough that people say things about my husband or my friends. I can't imagine having to confront people saying things about my child. Hailey confessed that 2023 was her saddest and hardest year yet, likely due to the exact kind of speculation she wants to shelter from her future kids. I mean, she did have a really hard year. We can go back and look, especially when it came to Selena Gomez. So, I understand that. And maybe that's why they're a good match for each other, because they've both seen the darkest sides of this industry. They can, defend themselves, they can hold it together, and they're probably going to be great parents. I can't imagine Justin being a bad dad. I think that this will probably be like a complete change in his life, and I think it'll be for the better. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I think it's a fascinating story to watch this change into adulthood, and he's still such a big star that in 20 years from now, I wonder what his story is going to look like. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.